Hey guys, what's up? Sean here, and this is basically the second ever game I played. I switched to a second account to play the first game on that second account, and this is that game. So, the reason I'm posting this is due to the servers and, you know, things I've had to do. I haven't really got too much time, because to back out and create a class, you have to shut the whole fucking game off, wait 10 minutes for it to restart, and then you can create a class. So right now, that's a little iffy. It was a little better this morning when I just played one game before I did this and then decided I should do this instead. I was able to actually, you know, back out of a lobby. So that was amazing, but, you know, remains to be seen how long that lasts. I did have to spend 45 minutes fighting an error code just to get on the game, so, you know, it's baby steps, baby steps. But that's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about today is the ranked playlist. First of all, what's it going to look like? Nobody knows. There are reports that it is similar to Overwatch's system of ranking, which from what I understand is similar to like CSGO and that type of thing, which I'd be happy with because that sounds more in line with like league play rather than just the fucking star system, I think. I haven't really played Overwatch or CSGO, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that that's more in line with the, you know, points type system rather than the you get a star, now you lost, you lose a star type system that was in some past games or whatever the fuck was in anything Infinity Ward has made, which has basically been nothing but a playlist. So hopefully this is a good system. That I care about that almost more than anything else. Because I've played bad Call of Duties, I've played good Call of Duties, I've played lots of bad ones, I've played lots of good ones. I don't really necessarily care because in a competitive setting and, you know, ranked play type setting, generally things are balanced-ish. And by balanced-ish, I mean, you know, you eliminate the shitty things and the bad things, and you pick the good maps to play, and you don't play the bad maps, and you take out the guns that are obnoxious. So, like, even the bad Call of Duties can be fixed once you get into that, you know, sort of environment. So, you know, I would say Modern Warfare 3 is not a very good, just multiplayer online shooter. You know, like, I don't like playing that game. But I really, you know, looking back, enjoy its competitive aspect. I enjoyed its CTF. I enjoyed its Search and Destroy. It had decent maps. You know, like, I like that game in hindsight with the, you know, rule set in place. I do not and never did really enjoy playing that one just online in public games. Now, I haven't enjoyed playing public games and just normal 6v6 in a long time. I don't plan to play this game in a serious way. Like, back then I used to, you know, practice for, we would scrim for hours and play a tournament every weekend and, you know, game battles or whatever. I have no interest in that at this point. Call of Duty is not my thing in that way. Now, you know, could I accidentally stumble into feeling that way again? Maybe, but it seems unlikely, and quite frankly, I just don't spend that much time playing games anymore like I used to. So, the likelihood of that happening is pretty low. But, at the same time, like, I do really enjoy 4v4 more than 6v6. I enjoy just making sure that I have a map rotation that I like, and you don't like every map, and there are plenty of maps from competitive, you know, rule sets that I hate, but at the same time, those maps are usually the smaller maps. They're usually, or mid-sized maps. They usually are the better of the maps. So I don't need, you know, a lot of people are complaining about these maps because there's not too many of them. There's like 9, I think. But I don't really care that there's only 9 maps, because if you just give me 4 or 5 good ones and I'm pretty happy. I hope that they release DLC that's not shit and that they kind of improve the map design, because I do agree in a lot of ways that some of these maps are lackluster. But also, I have a hard time judging maps early on. Usually I can pick out like, oh, this one's good and this one's good and this one's terrible. But as far as like the maps that I'm sort of unsure of, I have a hard time judging them early on in 6v6, where like I feel like I'm always getting shot from the side or from the back, and I don't feel like I'm in control of, you know, all the engagements necessarily, because, you know, people are running around completely randomly doing completely random shit. Like, this is a TDM, but even in domination or hardpoint or in a 6v6 public match, like, people are fucking everywhere, and a lot of times they're places that they have no business being. So it's hard to say, you know, like, oh, this map's fucked. Now, if the maps continue to feel fucked in 6v6 for everyone else who just doesn't care about ranks and doesn't care about anything I'm saying right now, like, I kind of feel bad because, you know, that sucks. But at the same time, it's not what drives me to play this game, and I understand that this isn't, like, the top of, you know, eSports. I get that this game isn't that. It's a console shooter that's kind of goofy and almost has been jammed into an esport, but it really isn't, which I think Overwatch is heading down that path right now, even though it's on PC, or at least the competitive is on PC. But I just think that, not that this is an esport that's, you know, highly competitive, I just think that Call of Duty is a better game in the esports rule sets. Like, fundamentally, the game plays better in that rule set. I don't even, like, this isn't about tournaments for me. When I say competitive, I just mean, like, the game's more fun that way. I don't care about, at this point, you know, winning COD champs or winning a tournament or fucking being top of the ladder on game battles or some stupid shit. Like, I like playing some Call of Duty, and I prefer to play it that way because it's just better. Like, win or lose, I mean, I'm gonna be frustrated if I lose games because that's just how I am, but win or lose isn't important. It's just like the actual franchise to me is more fun when it's semi-balanced, and to do that, you have to have this rule set and be in this, you know, type of environment. And so, when I say competitive, I don't mean like I plan to go pro. I mean, like, the way that this game is balanced publicly feels like a child did it usually, and so we need to, you know, rein it in. Bring in the adults for a moment. But anyway, I think this game's, you know, gonna be good. It feels more like a Treyarch game to me than anything else. So those are my thoughts on whatever the fuck I just talked about for, you know, 7 minutes. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all later.